Hey guys, it's Demi, and I have Michael Blackman, who is a dancer and a choreographer from New York City. He's visiting Steppin' Up Dance in O'Fallon, Missouri to create this amazing piece. And while he's here, I'm going to ask him some questions. So Michael, how did you know you were interested in dance?
So I'm an 80s kid, and there was a show called Fame. It's based off of the musical. I was very inspired by it. I wanted to be Leroy. So at the time, male dancers were kind of frowned upon. So I wasn't really allowed to take dance class, so I watched it religiously and copied it. What most people don't know is I actually took a few dance classes here and there in St. Louis, but I didn't actually start studying very seriously until I got to college.
All right. What's your favorite style to teach?
I think my favorite style to teach is anything modern based. I connected with modern. I danced in a modern company, a few of them. And I was always an actor, so to incorporate those two things, I just love the feel of it, especially Limon technique, and I love the dramatics of Graham technique.
How long have you been teaching?
Wow. Well, I started teaching in college in the 90s. Um, and then I started working professionally, so off and on. So I've been teaching since 95.
Wow, long
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
Now,
Long time.
everyone is obsessed with TikTok. I know that I am. What are your thoughts about it?
I don't know a thing about it.
Okay.
All I know is that it's an app. I actually do have it on my phone, and I was playing around with it maybe a couple of days ago, and then I was just like, oh, I don't know what I'm
You
doing.
know.
For me, right now, there's so much social media. Having just Facebook is enough for me. I do have an Instagram account that I don't really use, so to add another thing and with LinkedIn, it's just something I'm not into.
So, what's one of your favorite performances you've ever done?
So for me, that's really hard because every time I do a performance, there's always something special about it. But one of my favorite couple of things that stick out was I had the pleasure of working with Andrew Glent Linden in a production of Man of La Mancha. And Andrew, the way that he directs is just unbelievable. And I played Pedro, and just the way he set the show up was so gorgeous. My second favorite would be just last year I did Ain't Misbehavin'. The cast was unbelievably talented. And I always joke that during my career, I could never get in a black show. So it was, besides Porgy and Bess, we just, we connected so well.
Yeah.
And it was such a fun show. Um, as far as choreographing, my favorite thing to do was I choreographed Jesus Christ Superstar with James Alexander Bond. And the way that he had me tell the story was amazing. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite one, as I said before, because I am inspired by so many things, whether it's what the actors bring on stage, or what the director is having me do to tell the story. But those are the ones that stick out the most.
Do you have any advice for young dancers?
I do. It is very important to learn the classics. When I was here in St. Louis, I worked with the Hawthorne Players, and I learned classic musical theater. I learned about classic choreographers. What I find now is that people do not take the time to learn the classics and learn about the technique. Right now, with so much commercial dance, people are not connecting to the movement. So the movement is coming first, and the storyline and the acting is coming second. And I would say for a young dancer, if you really want to be marketable, take a voice lesson, take some acting
Yeah.
lessons. Even dance forms that you don't like, you have to take. Me, particularly, tap was very hard for me. I did not take enough tap, and it cut me out of a lot during my career. So, my biggest thing is to be open, learn the classics, and the other thing that I would say is love the body you're in. Right now, we have a lot of issues with people and their bodies and how they feel about themselves. Dancers come in all shapes and sizes, and what this skinny, skinny dancer can do, so can someone who is just a regular shape, or even a what we would say obese. Dance is for everybody. And unfortunately, some people think you have to be this rail thin person. And I've seen some of my students when I taught in college really get down on themselves and retire before they really should have.
Well, thank you so much, Michael, for your time. We
Sure.
love having you here. And that was Dance and All That.